Putty, and welcome back to the co-op-ish Road to Glory. Here in TEW2016, we are trying to finish the Road to Glory Light Challenge before the end of the game cycle. I am here recording another episode as we finish 2025. I was in autopilot mode and I booked a little beyond the 1st of January this time. I'd like to apologize for that. Unfortunately, I was on autopilot after a stream last night, and I just started booking some shows, thinking, I gotta get some shows done, and I forgot I haven't actually recorded the end of year recap for 2024. So here it is. Finally, after multiple episodes in 2024, we have come to the end of it. So what has happened in 2024? Well, of course, at the start of the year, we were in CZCW building to a massive title unification match between the Extreme Champion Dave the Tuck Davidson and the Coastal Zone champion Frankie Boy Fernandez. At Welcome to the Coastal Zone, we had that match, we showed the show, we ended that story there, and we created the CZCW unified title. It was a big moment for us. We were really happy with the stories we were telling. We were very comfortable with where we were in CCCW, and we had a few ideas for going forward for what we were going to do the next year. We went into the summer, we started booking unified champion Frankie Boy Fernandez. That's right, we started booking with tag team champions unified champion Dave Davidson. There you go, Dave Davidson, and also tag team champions Pud Fantastic, and we were telling those stories, building out those characters, and building up our characters in the game, getting really good ratings. Matches such as Pud Fantastic versus Team America and Puddy Tuck versus Team America were getting really good ratings in the A rating area, definitely a lot of B pluses, and we were starting to slowly get ourselves to the point where we were really happy with where we are. We were written, we were cult, we were making a profit, and we had just gotten to pay-per-view when we got an offer from South of the Border Pro Wrestling, a national-level company in Mexico that had $200 million in the bank. It was a massive opportunity for us, and so we took it. We came here to this Lucha Libre promotion. We created a custom broadcaster, of course, twitch.tv/Matsudairo, an enormous broadcaster in every region in the world, and we still had about $40 million left in the bank, so we cancelled a bunch of contracts, cancelled a bunch of broadcasting deals, and bought a few people, slimmed down our roster to something we were pretty comfortable with. There were a lot of problems on this roster, though. We talked about it a little bit during that South of the Border video, but I'd like to talk about it again on camera, just in case we missed any of it. We have an old, aging roster, a lot of time decline main eventers, a lot of guys who are here on their pop, here on their charisma, here on their promo ability, rather than what they can do in the ring. And so it's not necessarily the easiest thing when you're not an AI with a bunch of bonuses and stuff to get high-rated matches out of this roster. So we had to trim it, we had to slim it down, get to the point where we were pretty happy with the number of people we had on our roster, and get to the point where we were pretty comfortable with who was on our roster. And as I try to do whenever I come to a new promotion, I wrote out myself some notes and highlighted a few of the statistics I felt to be important. Here are our roster of people who are highlighted at all are main eventers. Those who are highlighted in kind of a yellowish green are main eventers that aren't in time decline, and those who are highlighted in red are main eventers that are in time decline. Of course, here at South of the Border, we're a Lucha Libre company. Sports entertainment, yes, but also heavily Lucha Libre, and so we use Rudo and Technico instead of heel and face. And here are some of the kind of key statistics. You can see there are a lot of high-level wrestlers on this roster, but nobody who I would consider to be the complete package, outside of maybe Kirk Jameson and Millonario. But there are some fantastic workers on this roster, from Gino Montero to El Mítico Jr., Mr. Lucha 3. Of course, Tom Gilmore is a legend, but he's aging and he's old, and he can't really get what we want out of him. We started the save with Paul Huntington as our world champion, our Mundo Campeon. And we immediately switched the belt over to, it was going to be Gino Montero. We were building up to get Gino Montero the belt. We're a big fan of Gino Montero. We're going to turn him face, going to turn him Technico. We're going to give him the belt, and we were going to run with it. But so one of the subs on the stream is a huge Tom Gilmore fan, aren't we all? And decided they wanted to have Tom Gilmore win the belt one more time, win the Mundo Campeon title one more time. and asked, if he gifted a sub, would we put the belt on Tom Gilmore? I like Tom Gilmore. I accepted that. And, well, we both held up our side of the bargain, and Tom Gilmore was champion for a good month and a half, 2 months. But he can't really be a long-term champion carrying feuds over a course of a couple of months. And as much as I don't really love having long-term face champions, I think the play was still going to be Gino Montero as our long-term face champion. So we eventually turned Gino. Well, Tom was actually a face at the time, so we eventually had the match. Gino won, the two shook hands, and Gino turned face. And Gino has gone into 2025 as our world champion and our ace, looking to the future. Few problems with Gino Montero, though. He has chemistry motivation issues when put in main events against guys that are heavier than him. I'm still not entirely sure whether he has a penalty to wrestling guys that are heavier than him, whether he has a penalty to wrestling guys who are the same size as him, or higher, of course, or whether or not he has a penalty for wrestling in main events. If it's main events, then that is a serious problem that is going to stop Gino Montero from becoming a top star. However, if it's a heavy thing, we can just restrict his feuds and look to the future. That's why, as you can see on the right there, my 2025 feud ideas for Gino were Multimillionario and Randall Buckminster, of course Randy B, because both of those guys are the same weight as Gino Montero, and I was hoping that he wouldn't get penalties for facing them. Also, I've told Paul Huntington to slim down to lightweight from middleweight. He said he was willing to try, and if he can do that, then maybe we can get a feud out of Paul as well. I don't like face champions reigning for a long time, so I'm hoping that we can get the belt onto somebody by the end of the year, although I'm not a massive fan of Randy B or Paul Huntington. I'd love it to be Multimillionario, but I decided to blow my load on that feud, the very first one for Gino. It's probably going to be a good feud. I hope it's going to be a good feud, but it means we can't really switch the belt over to him. What's been happening with our characters, with Callum Putty and Tucker Davidson? Well, we both went for rebrands. I am essentially an ace, a Mexican lucha libre legend. That's how I view that's how my character views himself. He's flashy, he's an all-star, he's slick in the ring, his grappling is good, and he sees himself as a top Spanish superstar. Problem is, he's not actually Mexican, and that's why he's a heel. He's delusional about it. The fans don't actually love him or adore him. They see him as some foreign invader who, is probably pretty good, but he's too arrogant about it. As for Tucker, he went with a completely different direction. The Peacemaker, some sort of pacifist or hippie character that wrestles a very aggressive and hardcore garbage Japanese deathmatch style. It kind of morphed and changed and now has a very strong religious bent to it. He also wears a mask, which is which is relatively interesting, and we're beginning to develop that kind of thread. But unfortunately, Tucker is not currently it's not currently here. We're hoping he'll come back at some point and continue to develop this character. But as happened in the past, we are probably not going to be using his in-game character while he is away in real life. I think that makes the most sense to do. Now, luckily, on this occasion, we didn't have to step in because Tucker legitimately had an MMA fight scheduled and will be away for a pretty hefty amount of time training for that fight. We wish him the best of luck with that. And when he comes back, hopefully Tucker will be back. But if not, we'll move the character away. That means at the end of 2024, Tucker does not get his end-of-year role, but I do. So let's deal with that right now. 8. That is a low one. Legend, wait for it, Dairy. Gain a best friend relationship with somebody on your roster whose picture is of them wearing a suit. If no one on your roster is wearing a suit, you must hire someone who wears a suit and become best friend anyway. Ah, shit. Add 10% to your drinking habit. Alright. Who wears a suit on this roster? Oh, a couple people. Oh, does Millionario wear a suit? Tell me Multimillionario wears a suit. Oh, there's our owner. That seems like a reasonably good idea. Manuel Preto. Is that a suit? I'm not sure. Oh, I mean, I think you're a good influence, right? Kind of. You're selfish. Paul Huntington. Ricardo Arias. Anybody on the roster? Is there a backstage thing here? Actually, I can't see backstage there, but I know how we could get it. Works for south of the border and is a positive influence. Ooh, Mr. Lucha. I don't know if we count that as a suit, though. Okay, I'm going to go with Multimillionario, because I really like him. So, edit relationship, Multimillionario, and... Oh, well, there I am. Multimillionario. We're now amazing friends. Excellent. Nice. Let's also add 10% to my drinking. Grumble, 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 grumble. Unless that's my reformed one. That might be my reformed one, which would be really nice if he was. Oh, that's not right. Yes, my drinking is reformed. That's okay then. Nice. I drink a lot, you know, but it's quite humble. As you can see, the enormous network has helped a lot with increasing our pop in other regions. We're pretty easily going to be able to hit all our global milestones, I think, as things go on. But hopefully, you know, that'll happen relatively with pace with what we're doing. We're not increasing very much in our current regions, but that's mainly because our roster just isn't quite there. These guys are great, they're good, but they're not legendary. But there are, I think, potentially legendary players on the roster. Guys like Mythico Jr. I mean, this guy has all the qualities to go on to become like a top guy. I think over time, you know, same to like, you know, Gino is a new-ish addition to the main event roster. I think Gino is probably at like a top end level player, but he's only he is actually 35 now, so we got to be looking at some of these people, and even Mr. Lucha 3 is 37, so we got to be looking at a lot of these guys and pushing them to the top quickly and aggressively, and then obviously looking at potentially guys who are elsewhere that we can potentially snipe as well. In terms of where our characters are at the end of this year, I should show you. These are my skills. I'm very good. I think my style is mainly holding me back. I auto-push to mid-card. Unfortunately, I think it's style. I think it's because I'm an MMA crossover. I don't know if that's something we want to like allow us to change. I think it is something obviously you would be able to change in real life. My skills have changed now to the point where I could probably work any style. Yeah, I think it's something where, like, I think at the end of every year we should be allowed to change our style with some sort of, like, skill minimum that I clearly pass on everything. And I'll give Tucker the same opportunity when he comes back. But I think for me now, I've wrestled in enough places that I'll probably just switch over here, and I'll do it on stream so you can see. I'll probably just switch myself over to regular wrestler, because I kind of came in as an MMA crossover guy to stand out, but now I just kind of wrestle in all different kinds of styles now. And see if that changes anything. I'm curious. If not, then I don't know what it could be. Yeah, okay, there we go. It is definitely style. That should help as well. As you can see, I'm very over in Mexico, and my stats are really good. Tucker, for his position, is also amazing nowadays. His wrestling is fine, his top row is really strong, and then his entertainment is very conducive to becoming a star, and that's his pop cap, but he's been a lot higher in the past. He's clearly just reverting to pop cap at the moment, which is absolutely fine. He also won Young Wrestler of the Year last year, and was a little lower on the Power 500 than I was. Here's his title history. We did win the tag team titles. We're planning on winning at least 6 of them. That should induct us into the Hall of Fame as a Hall of Immortals as a tag team. Yeah, and if we head over to me here, I did not win Young Wrestler of the Year or Wrestler of the Year or anything, but I did crack the top 100 of the Power 500 for the first time, mostly for my work in CZCW, honestly. If you look at this, a lot of this is CZCW stuff, but I do have great chemistry with El Mítico Jr., which is a really, really positive thing. That should hopefully be a really useful thing for me in getting my 99, which we've been getting we've been getting to what's the word? We've been getting to the point now where the challenge has the potential to be winnable, and I can't remember whether that means getting a 99 or a 100, but we will have to see. We will have to see. So, thank you all for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed. Please leave a like on the video if you enjoyed it. Check out the Twitch in the description. It is twitch.tv/Matsudaira, where you can watch me booking all of these shows. I should probably change the description. It used to say booking all the shows, because we did used to book all the shows on screen. We don't book all of them anymore, but I do book a hell of a lot more on the stream than I do here on YouTube. Obviously booking none of them. For those who, I don't know if I mentioned this in the last episode, but for South of the Border, the show that we're going to be recording is Lucha Mania, which happens in the summer, roughly the same time as Welcome to the Coastal Zone. So thank you all for watching. I'll see you guys at Lucha Mania. If there's anything you want to know, let me know in the comments. Check out the Twitch channel, check out the Twitter. And I've been hoping to get people just on to talk and chill and relax, especially with Tucker not being around all the time anymore. It'd be nice to get other people on. So if you play TEW, even if you're like not necessarily a YouTuber, if you have a good microphone and you can get on Discord and just chill for a bit, have topics you want to talk about, then chuck me a DM on Twitter, or it's easier to get me on Discord, but you can chuck me a DM on Twitter asking for my Discord, and then we can go from there. I was going to set up a subs Discord today, and I'm going to do that soon. But yeah, thank you all for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed, and I will see you guys next time for Lucha Mania. I'll see you guys then.